Hi everyone, welcome back to Behind the Block. Hope you're well. Today I'm going to show you how to tie this wonderful butcher's slip knot. It's a professional knot, so easy to learn, such a useful skill for you to have, whether you're a home cook or just getting into some home butchery. I'm going to show you how to do it. So to practice this butcher's knot at home, all you're going to need is some butcher's twine. This is food grade twine, suitable for going into a hot oven. And you're going to need something to practice on, a joint of meat. You could use maybe a rolling pin, something like that. I'm going to show you how to do it. The reason that we would tie meat up is to give it that uniform shape for when we're cooking it. So you're going to get that perfect cook all the way through. So let's get into the video. I'll show you how to do a super basic butcher's slip knot, professional grade. I hope that's going to be useful for you in your kitchen. Okay, so I've got my piece of beef here that we're going to show you how to do this butcher's knot on. And I've got my butcher's twine here, and we're going to run through this really slowly. So to do the butcher's knot, we're just going to take our twine and run it underneath the piece of meat there. I always like to start in the middle, keep even pressure throughout the joint when we're rolling it. So we're just going to come underneath, and with this end that's furthest away from you here, we're going to bring that over, and we're going to take our two fingers on our hand that's closest towards us. It's my right hand, it might be different if you're left-handed, but I'm going to take these two fingers and grab hold of that piece of twine here with the loose end. I'm going to take two fingers of my left hand here, and we're just going to make a very, very simple loop and feed that through. So that has established the slip knot there. But if we were to tighten this slip knot now, this knot here is just going to slide all the way off this piece of twine. So to stop that, all we need to do is just tie a very basic, simple knot there. So when we tension this up, it's going to be stopped by this knot. To establish tension on the slip knot, we're going to pull down and towards ourselves. That's putting tension on. If that hasn't quite given you enough tension, you can pull back up away from yourself and then pull down again. And then that's really tight there. So at this point, we just need to tie this slip knot off. So with the main end of the string, we're just going to make a basic loop and feed this loose end through it and pull that nice and tight. And that's now locked off. And we can just cut that, and that's our slip knot. So always starting in the middle. Then I like to work from either end. So I'll show you that again. Underneath the meat, we're going to take these two fingers, make a loop, and feed this back through. Tie that little simple knot in the end just to stop it sliding off, and then we're going to tension on the downward pull and then tie off. It's really, really straightforward. Now this is quite a small joint here, so all the time I'm thinking how is it going to be best to keep even pressure on it, so we're not going to bulge one end of the meat. What often happens is, if you're rolling a bit of meat and for argument's sake you put all of the knots on this end first, the meat can be pushed this way and it'll lose that uniform shape. So we're always thinking about keeping even pressure when rolling. Now this part here, it tapers off a bit. I'll probably just square that off because that's not going to be ideal for cooking, but you can see how easy those knots have gone on and what a lovely uniform shape it's created. Got all our knots in a nice straight line, even spacing, even pressure. That will be ideal for roasting now. And these butcher's slip knots are so handy. If you're a home cook, perfect skill to learn. If you're going to roast a fillet of beef at home and you want everything in that uniform shape so it all cooks perfectly, this is the ideal thing. If you want to do a little bit of home butchery, it's an absolutely perfect skill to learn and so easy. All you have to remember is we're just going to go 2 fingers, make the loop, make that loop, and then tie it off. Simple as that. Pressure on the downward pull. If that doesn't give you enough pressure, you can always slacken it back off and pull again. So simple. Such a great skill to learn. I hope you found that useful. Well, there you have it. The butcher's knot. It might take you a couple of goes to get that right, but once you're comfortable, you'll never go back. If you found that useful, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been useful and I hope you can use it in your kitchen. And until next time, we'll see you soon.